Hey guys, Tiffany with another video, and as you guys saw in the title, this is going to be another one of my will I buy it or nah videos. Y'all already know how this works. I come on, we're going to talk about some products. Some things are already released, some things are on the verge of being released. I'll tell you guys my thoughts, let you know if it's something I definitely plan on picking up or if it's something that I think we all just need to go ahead, pass on, and save our coins. So no more talking, let's get started. So first off, a lot of new holiday releases are starting to show, and am I the only one who gets annoyed? I kind of get excited because I feel like holiday releases sometimes are the best part of makeup releases throughout the year, but at the same time it's a reminder that Christmas is literally around the corner, and I personally am still recovering from last Christmas. I don't know what was up with my kids in last Christmas. I don't know if they thought I had met a sugar daddy or what, but their list was a little outrageous last year. So I'm personally not ready for Christmas, but I am kind of excited to see what the holiday releases, but still kind of annoyed at the same time. That was a ramble. So Bobbi Brown is coming out with her sneak peek for her holiday 2019 release. I think it is kaleidoscope inspired. That's what I've been reading. She so far is releasing a highlighter and an eyeshadow palette, and it's really funny because when I first saw the eyeshadow palette, I thought the eyeshadow palette was like a highlighter palette, and definitely not colors that I would reach for. But then again, you guys know, like, I am a highlighter fanatic, and I thought she was kind of taking like a page out of Fenty Beauty's book. Remember when they came out with that holiday highlighter set and there was like a blue in there and all these really weird colors? So I was ready to give her kudos, like, okay Bobbi, you trying to step outside the box, because that's not really something we would see from Bobbi Brown. But no, child, that was the eyeshadow palette. So she is doing again an eyeshadow palette and a highlighter. The eyeshadow palette, yeah, it's cute. It's cute, but it's looking super frosty. I personally am not a fan of frosty eyeshadows. I'm getting too old for like all that frost on my lids as they're creasing. It's a no. So I'm definitely not interested in the eyeshadow palette. The highlighter, I feel like if Bobbi Brown does nothing else, girl, she can slay a highlighter. So I definitely want to go in store and see this and swatch it and see if it's something I would pick up, because generally I like her holiday highlighters. I don't like the one she releases throughout the year on a regular basis, but her holiday highlighters are usually pretty good. So there's a question mark for that, but the eyeshadow palette and its frosty self is definitely a pass. So Dominique Cosmetics has come out with another eyeshadow palette. This one is called Celestial Storm. I actually had a lot of you guys tag me in this on Instagram, and at first I was like, why? Like, y'all know these? I mean, like four of the colors in the palette are me, but like everything else is just kind of outside of my comfort zone. But a lot of you guys were like, Tiff, I think you would really like this. I've never tried Dominique Cosmetics myself. I don't know, the palettes just never look like things that will work with my melanin. A lot of the times the palettes look a little ashy to me, but again, I've heard really great things about Dominique Cosmetics and the palettes. I remember there was one video that Mel was doing. I don't remember the palette, but I remember her really liking the shadows. So I've heard that the shadows give off really great pigmentation. This one definitely looks like it would work for those of us that are a little bit more melanated for sure, but just for me, the purples I probably would wear, as I'm rocking purple on my lid today. I do like playing around with purple. Blues, those type of blues that, like, what is that? Baby, it's not baby blue. What? I don't know what that is, but that light blue, no girl. That really cool tone, it looks like almost a gray. Not doing it for me. The shimmery shades are just not standing out to me. Like I said, maybe those darker end colors would be like nice transitions for me, But overall, it's just going to have to be a no. I want to say the palette is going to be $44. So it's not a palette that would break the bank. It comes with 12 shades. If these are your type of colors, definitely, hey, go for it. I'm never going to knock anyone from trying something new. Or again, quality eyeshadows, because I've heard they're quality eyeshadows. But just for me, it would just sit on my shelf. I would barely use it, so it's a no. Natasha Denona is giving us a sneak peek for some of her holiday releases. Looks like she is going to be releasing a mini eyeshadow palette. Looks like a mini gold palette. The mini gold eyeshadow palette. Yep, it is an extension to the gold palette. It includes 4 new shades and 1 existing shade. It is going to run you, I want to say $25. Which is of course a fraction of the cost for what her normal eyeshadow palettes cost, but you're also getting a fraction of the shadow, so don't get excited too much. I do have the Natasha Denona gold palette and I don't hate it. I don't use it as much as maybe my sunrise palette or my sunset palette from Natasha Denona, and also some of her mini holiday releases that I love. So I just don't see me picking this up. That green, that green bothers me. That green just looks like one wrong stroke and it's like pea soup all over the eye. Ugh, I don't like it. Yeah, these just, it's definitely a no for me. Out of all of her palettes, I don't feel like the gold palette is like the one that you need. And then there's also a cheaper alternative to it. I'll leave a link down below and maybe the name of that palette on the screen. If you guys are looking to get the gold palette, there's definitely a cheaper alternative that I have and that I really do love. She's also coming out with a gold glow shimmer duo. Now this actually looks pretty interesting. Both of those golds look like something that will work for all skin tones. Of course, the deeper one, the more fair, lighter skin that you are, you probably have to be a little bit more light-handed. But just overall, I feel like there's something in that one for everybody. But it's $42. $42 for 2 highlighters. I don't know. I purchased one of the Natasha Denona duos once and I didn't really care for it, so I ended up taking it back to the store. So maybe this is something that I need to see in person, because again, y'all know your girl loves to glow. She loves the glow. So yeah, I would have to see that one in person. But the little mini palette, no girl. Oh, I got so many of y'all like, Tiff, what do you think? KKW, Kim Kardashian West, right? Yeah, Kim Kardashian West. She's teaming up with Winnie Harlow. Now, I personally am a America's Next Top Model fan. So I remember Winnie from America's Next Top Model. But since then, child, she has gone on to walk some runways, okay? So you guys probably know who she is. A lot of people know her from her, I want to say she has vitiligo. I'm pretty sure that that's what that is. She has vitiligo, am I saying that right? I think that's what it's called. But it's just one of those things that just to me makes her look even more beautiful. I love her. I just don't love her enough to purchase this palette. This palette, it's definitely not new. It's definitely not something we probably seen from ColourPop already. Let's be little Kylie and her makeup and Kim's makeup. To me, it just reminds me of color. Every time I see their palettes, I think ColourPop. And I feel like if you go on and search on ColourPop's website, 9 times out of 10, you're going to find something that is comparable to this. So it's definitely not something I would pick up. The eyeshadow palette is $49. She's also coming out with a highlighter duo that's $26, a lot cheaper than Natasha Denona. And it almost kind of looks like the same type of shades. Let me find out. Also glosses that are $18 each or $42 for the bundle. You can get the full collection for $112. It's supposed to be available September 13th. Yeah, no. Like I said, I like her. I don't like her enough to be funding Stormy and, oh no, Stormy is Kylie. Storm, no. Dream, no. Dream is China and Rob. Rain, I think that's Courtney. I don't know what Kim and Kanye's kids are named. Cute kids, cute little kids, but I don't like it enough to be adding even more money to their college fund. So it's just gonna have to be a no for me. So Artist Couture is finally coming out with an eyeshadow palette. I'm surprised that it took them this long to do this, because I don't know, they're known for their highlighters. They can do a highlighter, okay? They also then did, I think, lip glosses. I knew for a fact that they were coming out with an eyeshadow palette. I just didn't know when. The crazy thing is, this palette is reminiscent of the Dominique Cosmetics eyeshadow palette. It's like a miniature version. This palette is 8 shades for $29. So clearly you're not getting as many shades as the Dominique Cosmetics, but I just feel like some of the shades in there, it reminds me of a miniature Dominique Cosmetics palette. So if I had to choose, I probably would choose this one instead of that one. These are shades. Would I use all of them? No. It's same thing in this one. I feel like there's some good transition shades in there. Little pops of like purple and pink that I may play around with. But the other shades, I really wouldn't give a second thought to. So I know this is something that I want to pass on, but I am excited that they're starting to like play around in shadows. So definitely kudos to Mac Daddy and Artist Couture, but it's a no for me. But I do think if you were thinking about getting the Dominique Cosmetics palette, this is something that you can also kind of like take a look at, because it might be a better deal for shadows that you are for sure going to use. That's all I'm saying. So by the time you guys watch this, Pat McGrath will have come out with another palette. This palette is called Midnight Sun. You guys already know Auntie Pat is pricey, okay? She does not do anything for cheap. She does not do anything for the low. So this palette is $125, right up there with the rest of her palettes. It looks like you are getting 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 shades, which I think is the normal amount of shades in her bigger palettes. I love Auntie Pat. I really do. I finally bit the bullet. Like I have some of her mini palettes when she comes out with the mini ones. I finally bit the bullet like months ago, and I bought the number 5 palette, I think it was. It was the one that had like the reds and the browns in it. I barely use it, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. So I know for a fact I would not pay $125 for this, because I paid $125 for the one that's sitting back there. And I can't tell you how many times I don't. The packaging is absolutely gorgeous. The shadows are great. The quality, there's nothing bad that I have to say about it, other than I just don't reach for it. So I know I would not get this. Some of the colors in here are nice. It looks like there are some cool tone shadows thrown in there. You guys know I'm not the biggest fan of cool tones, so I definitely feel like this is something that it just wouldn't work for me. And even the shimmer shades that are in there, they're not something that are jumping out to me saying, girl, buy me, you need this, you can't live without it. Like, I'm not getting that feeling with this palette. So yeah, I know she's not gonna have no problem with people picking up this palette, because everyone loves Auntie Pat. Honestly, this looks kind of boring, so it's gonna have to be a no for me. So McGrath Cosmetics is coming out with a whole collection. It's called the Radioactive collection. I feel like this is something that is out of McGrath Cosmetics' usual comfort zone, so I definitely have to give them a high five for that. I'm all about people stepping out of their comfort zone at least once, because you never know what you can achieve if you keep on doing the same things. So I want to give them kudos for that. But girl, this is a bit much. This is a bit much. There is an eyeshadow palette for $48. There are re-promoted and new shades. It's very colorful. It's very colorful. It's very vibrant. It's not going to be for everybody. It's not for me. You guys know I only give you pops of color every now and then. It's rare, okay? So this is super and we're at the end of summer. Fall is like peaking. Fall is prairie dogging right now, okay? Fall is like right here. And I mean, of course, depending on where you are, like I'm in Savannah, it's supposed to be a really hot fall, but still, like, now is the time to start transitioning, and they want to come at the end of, like, a little too late. That's how I feel. I feel like this is just kind of late, it's super bright. It's not for me, okay? It's for somebody. It's just not for me, but this was also kind of like poor timing when everyone was really into like the neon and things like that at the beginning of the summer, when we was giving y'all hot girl summers and city girl summers. That would have been a perfect time, but now I just feel like but they do look super pigmented. Let me find something good in it. They look super pigmented, okay? And again, kudos to them for going outside of their box, but this is a no for me. Alright guys, so those are just a few of the things I plan on picking up or passing. Wasn't really anything that stood out to me that said I need to pick it up. I did have a few question marks thrown in there, but for the most part, I feel really good about passing on majority of that stuff. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Did you guys see something in there that piqued your interest? Are you like me and you just didn't see anything that was like coin worthy? Of course, I want to know all that down below in the comment section, and anything else that you guys want to tell me. Why? Because I love and appreciate your feedback. So until next time, bye YouTube.